Two deputies are recovering tonight, and a suspect is dead after the Hillsborough County Sheriff says a barrage of bullets was fired in a Ruskin neighborhood earlier today. We're so glad you're here with us on 10 Tampa Bay News. I'm Courtney Robinson.
And I'm Frank Wiley. All of this happening on West Shell Point Road and US 41. That scene has been active for several hours now.
Both deputies were each hit one time, one in the face, and you can see here one was shot in the neck. The image on the right is an exclusive photo to 10 Tampa Bay News. We got it on the scene. Both were taken by helicopter to Tampa General Hospital, and you can see first responders loading them on the left side of your screen.
And we have live team coverage for you right there on the scene. From Tampa General Hospital, that is where those deputies are right there recovering. Angelicia Bruton.
We do start tonight with 10 Tampa Bay News reporter Eric Glasser. And Eric, what put these deputies in harm's way to start?
Hey there, Courtney and Frank. Yes, well, Sheriff Chad Chronister says this all started as a domestic violence call that brought them out here to this home in Ruskin, and a man who he says was determined to kill one of his deputies.
The hand of God was with our deputies here today.
Sheriff Chronister says this all started with a woman escaping what investigators describe as a night of violence, bound and held at gunpoint, she told deputies, by her boyfriend, 34-year-old Chris Machowski.
Several times throughout the evening as she gains consciousness and loses consciousness, he tells her, as he's holding her at gunpoint, that he's going to kill her.
The sheriff says the woman was eventually able to leave and went to HCSO's Southern District office to get a protective order. But deputies determined it was more serious than that and came back to the property to arrest Machowski. When he stepped out, they moved in, and Machowski, they say, opened fire.
What you can see from the body cam footage and the drone footage is that he now, our suspect, punches his hand through the car so he can get a better shot at this deputy sheriff, and he opens fire as the deputy sheriff immediately gets out of the car.
The sheriff says Deputy Safarmani Moon was shot in the face. Deputy Colton Daniels was struck in the neck while still inside his patrol vehicle, and a third deputy, Sergeant Harrison Bashner, returned fire, striking Machowski, who died at the hospital.
Our suspect's reign of terror ended today because of the training, the bravery, and heroic actions of each of these deputies.
The two wounded deputies were airlifted to Tampa General Hospital. Chronister says despite their injuries, both were conscious and able to speak.
I arrived on scene when both helicopters were landing, so I was able to run over to the fire rescue and be able to talk to the both deputies. As you can imagine, in severe agony from the injuries and the sensitivity of where these injuries occurred, but both of them speaking, both of them grateful to be alive.
And the sheriff says right now they are still reviewing the body cam video and the drone video, but that he intends to release that as soon as possible, he said, in the name of transparency. As for Machowski, they said he had one prior felony conviction. That was back in 2023 for tampering with physical evidence, but that's about it, he says. And the woman who was at the beginning of all of this, she is said to be physically okay, but the sheriff described her as being very emotionally distraught. Reporting live tonight in Ruskin, Eric Glasser, 10 Tampa Bay News.
And hours later, the community is still shaken up by all the violence.
Let's bring in 10 Investigates' Jennifer Titus. Jennifer's been talking with people on scene all day. And Jen, what are they telling you tonight?
Yeah, hey Frank, hey Courtney. So we're on the other side of where you just saw Eric Glasser, but you can still see a very active scene. They're starting to tow away vehicles right now that you can see there. But let me show you where we are at. So that is where we are told that the shooting took place. And if we turn the camera around over here, you can see how close businesses were to the entire situation. We talked to the pet groomers here at this location. They tell us that one of their clients actually witnessed the entire thing. They came to the dog groomer, they parked, and they said, we just have to go home. We're just not okay. And that's when they came outside to see exactly what was going on.
We were all outside crying, praying. We could see the one deputy over there on the ground with his fellow officer applying pressure to his neck. It was really horrible. We just pray that he's okay, both of them.
And back out here live, she also told us that that's just not an image that she will ever get out of her mind. We also spoke to another business owner who says they heard the gunshots about 8 to 10 and they ran out. They were one of the ones that were out here crying and praying to make sure that everybody was okay. But Frank and Courtney, as you can see behind me, I'll just walk away from the camera again really quick. Still a very active scene. We've seen dogs out here. We've seen dozens of deputies out here. And now we're seeing the first vehicles being towed away from the scene at this moment.
All of that starting in the 11 o'clock hour. Thank you, Jen. And our team coverage continues at Tampa General Hospital, where the 2 injured deputies are right now.
Angelicia Bruton joins us live from TGH. And Angelicia, Sheriff Chronister has already spoken with those deputies who are there.
Yes, the Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Chronister says when he arrived on scene, both deputies were obviously in agony, but he says he was able to talk to them and they both said that they were happy to be alive. Now here's video of several Tampa police motorcycles stationed outside the emergency room alongside Hillsborough County Sheriff deputies. Sheriff Chronister says right now both deputies are with their families as they receive some of the best care available at Tampa General Hospital, Tampa Bay's only level 1 trauma center. We've seen several members of law enforcement come to the hospital to give their support to the injured deputies and the sheriff's office. Now, right now, Tampa General Hospital is not releasing any information about the condition of the deputies, but as soon as that changes, we will let you know. Live in Tampa, Angelicia Bruton, 10 Tampa Bay News.
Angelicia, thank you. And new this hour, we are learning more about the 34-year-old suspect, Christopher Machowski.
10 Investigates' Emerald Morrow is here with us in the studio. And Emerald, today was not his first run-in with the law.
No, not at all, Courtney. And this was not the first documented problem with domestic violence, which is what officials say led to this incident today. Now, a 2024 felony case out of Manatee County accused him of cocaine possession and burglary with assault or battery. An affidavit we found in court records says he went into a woman's locked apartment and choked her. The woman said they had recently separated. There were other unrelated cases too, like one in 2022 with DUI, drug possession, and tampering with evidence charges. Now, we also found a couple of civil cases, one related to child support and the other for a car crash. We're also checking for other counties, for other incidents he might have had there, and of course, we'll bring you any updates as we get them. In studio, Emerald Morrow, 10 Investigates.
Emerald, thank you. As all of this continues to unfold, we know that more information will be shared. Here's the very latest. 2 deputies remain in the hospital after being shot in Ruskin just after 11 this morning. A 3rd deputy returned fire, killing that suspect. This all started last night when the sheriff says the suspect took his ex hostage. The sheriff says that woman is okay. Tonight, both of those deputies, they do have their families by their side, and we will continue to bring you live team coverage